J. Trump in the White House. Ain't no stopping us now. Take no prisoners. Gonna drain the swamp.
What up, people? Good morning. It's Holy Joe Rock and Roll, also known as Jeremiah Johnson. Ain't no stopping us now, people.
Terminus for Congress.
Gonna build that mother effing wall. So this live stream is entitled Sodomite or Sodomy Bank Failure. And I wanted to follow up on the theme of these freaking companies pushing sodomy in Poland, and globally actually. Whoops, nope, get rid of that. And that is, listen, I'm working for this bank, and they have almost 300,000 employees. It's a big bank. I don't want to mention any names, but also during Tolerance Month, they had a Tolerance Month, not Tolerance Week, and they were promoting these two sodomites. One was a bank, like a senior VP or something like that, and he was a sodomite, and he was married to some other sodomite, and they happened to be British, so I guess they're into buggery. And they were promoting this freaking every fucking day, and on the home page, which you had to see whenever you logged into the system to do your work, you would see these two in various poses, you know, as if they were a heterosexual couple. They're not a heterosexual couple. They are a homosexual couple, if you will, if you want to call it that. And they had, running for a whole month, now remember, almost 300,000 employees worldwide. Everybody who logs in to the system has to see this homepage and this propaganda about these sodomites. And they had two buttons that you could click on. One of them was, click on this button to sign up as a supporter or as an ally. Oh, an ally! A sodomite ally. Sign up as an ally. And the other button was click here if you want to sign up as, you know, basically announce that you're LGBT, XYZ, BLT, WTF, right? Okay, so after a month of this, and actually this promotion, if you will, lasted for more than a month, because even after the so-called Tolerance Month, which I think was October, after the October was finished, it was still up. The site was still up, and you can still click on this stuff. So the failure is in this, you know, 300,000 employees that are seeing this page. Let's say at least 90% of the employees are seeing this page because they're using these digital systems, so they have to see this page every day. Out of 300,000 people and more than a month promotion, propaganda, they announced, now this is their official number, they announced that some 22,000 people, remember that's less than 10%, signed up as allies. Okay, so less than 10% of the employees of this company bothered to sign up as allies, and nobody signed up as LGBTQXYZ WTF. I mean, why do I say nobody signed up? Because they didn't announce it. They didn't announce it. So obviously, practically nobody, or in fact nobody, announced that they were LGBTQXYZ WTF. Because if there was high numbers, they would have promoted that. They would have announced that, because that's the whole agenda, is to promote how many people are twisted and messed up. Now, look, I mean, we can get into some of the reasons why people are like that, what happened to them in childhood. Were they sexually molested? Were they traumatized as children and don't even realize it? I mean, or socially ostracized to such an extent that they decide to go to the dark side, become sodomites? Or people that are mentally, have mental issues? Like anybody who tells you that a 6'5" man who tells you that ever since he was 5 years old, he knew he was a woman. And now, after being married and having 2 kids, he is transitioning. That is a sick fuck. That is a sick fuck. I'm talking about somebody who has a mental disorder. And on a recent stream, which was supposed to be promoting the company that he worked for, and nobody asked him this, but he was supposed to be promoting his company that he works for, but instead he just out and out announces that he's transitioning. Everybody knew he was transitioning, but that wasn't the purpose of the interview. The interview was to promote the company. Nobody asked him. Of course, he goes by a female name. I don't want to get into it, but what I'm trying to say is his description of how he became transgender was, over the process of time, like I said, ever since he was 5 years old, he believed that he was a woman trapped in a man's body, even though he's, a physically fit 6'5" man. He started doing, first he started shaving his armpits. Then he started shaving his legs. Then he started shaving his pubes, I guess. And the next thing you know, he's trans. You know what I'm saying? And nobody stopped him. I mean, his wife didn't stop him. I mean, I understand that his wife, the woman who married him, knew that he believed that he was trans, but she still married him thinking that she could change him. Dude, I mean, I'm not blaming the woman. She tried. She had 2 kids with this guy, and he's still trans. I mean, that's a mental disorder. Come on. I believe trans is a mental disorder. Changed my mind. But the topic of this discussion is this bank. 300,000 employees worldwide, and only 22,000 people actually signed up, bothered to sign up as allies. And nobody, I mean, they did not announce the numbers of people who came out as being LGBT, XYZ, WTF. No, you know what I mean? If there was hundreds or, I don't know, 1,200, I don't know, why wouldn't you announce that number? It's because it's a very low number, or non-existent number, in my opinion. I mean, that just makes sense, right? When I was Old Royalties, the company refused to tell me the units sold so that we could calculate the royalties they owe us, because they owed us royalties, right? Before declaring bankruptcy and going out of business. That's a shit move. They happen to be Jews, New York Jews, not that smart. They went out of business twice. So I guess I'm not that smart for working for them, but when we got the second contract after the first bankruptcy, we made sure that we got paid for the first, mess up. And then actually, we didn't get royalties, but we did get fully paid. So I have to say, at least the second time around, we did get fully paid, so that's not a problem. But that was years ago. But it still stings, right? Especially that first bankruptcy, because that really hurt. Until we got, we got the second round. So yeah, a major failure if they can't get people to sign up, because people are not into this shit. Out of 300,000, less than 10% signed up even as allies, and nobody signed up as being, nobody would admit, let's say, in a corporate environment that they were LGBT, XYZ, WTF. Perhaps an anecdotal story, perhaps just a real-world example of what's going on. Oh, man, we got a lot of snow. I don't know if you can see. Just had to buy a new shovel the last couple of days. Decent amount of snow this winter. Let me change the camera around. Bam. Oh, you see that? See that snow? Roads are slippery. Not as bad as Lake Tahoe. That's quite a bit of snow, man. So what happened to global warming, people? What happened to global warming? I mean, admittedly, the last couple of winters we were pretty mild. But this winter, I mean, when it snows, think about it. When it snows, it's going to be plus or minus 0. a couple of degrees because it has to be right around 0 for it to snow. If it's too cold, you're going to get ice, you know, hail or ice drops. If it's too warm, it's going to be rain. So it's actually pretty mild if you think about it. Right now I'm seeing -2 degrees centigrade, and you can see the snow. It's been accumulating for the last couple of days. So that is the story of the sodomite bank failure. And it goes on, people, it goes on. I know a lot of people are working right now, can't get on this live stream, but hopefully you'll see this in a few hours when you get off work. And hit me up down below, comments. What happened in your office? Did you get this kind of stuff during Tolerance Week? And what was the reaction in your office? And what industry are you in? If you're not in the IT industry or banking or whatever, I'd be curious to know what industry you're in, who was pushing this, and what kind of response did you get from other employees, all right? This has been Holy Joe Rock and Roll, reminding you to always make it happen for the captain, because you're the captain.